So sorry, I had an equipment malfunction there, but we're back. So sorry. I hope you're rejoining us. The dolphins have been netted into the cove. Divers are here. This is a small pod of Rizzo's dolphins. One dolphin was just stuck in the net for a minute, trying to get out of here. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. I'm going to step away and take some photos and videos. So sadly, this family of Rizzo's dolphins has been netted off in the cove. They fought so hard, hours and hours. That's characteristic of Rizzo's. Rizzo's are deep diving dolphins. They can hold their breath for about 30 minutes. They can dive about 1,000 feet. So they really try to use that ability to get under the sound and out to sea. And they fought and they fought and they fought. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough today. Oh, they're pulling the tarps over. So the beach area where they will push them towards is where the slaughters happen. So we can't actually see it, but we can hear it. The slapping of thrashing dolphins as life drains out of them. It's very heartbreaking. These dolphins are together for the last time here in the cove. A very tragic ending to a very beautiful family. Judging by the coloration of these dolphins, I would say they're not too old. Rizzo's dolphins tend to get whiter with age, as their main food source is squid. Squid have a sharp beak that could scratch and scar, and they play and fight with each other too. So they end up, and those scars don't heal, they stay white. So over time, the body color will look lighter and lighter, but these look still pretty dark. And Rizzos tend to congregate in stratified groups. So like the younger males are going to stick together, females and their calves stick together, the older ones stick together. So the hunters are coming in to set up. The tarps have been pulled. I'm afraid these Rizzos' lives are going to be ended today here in Taiji. I'm so sorry. Please share this, spread awareness. If you can, the Dolphin Project is working with Life Investigation Agency on a series of lawsuits to really help bring these hunts to an end. But we need help. Donations would be so helpful. Putting things through the legal system is always expensive. So any donations and having people on the ground here to document and share what's going on, that's expensive too. So if you can, we would very much appreciate any donations. Also, if you're feeling real hopeless, please go to dolphinproject.com, go to the Take Action page, and there's a list of things that you can do. Rizzos are just so beautiful. One of my favorite dolphins. I've been really lucky to see them wild and free in both Monterey, California and Dana Point, California. Very unique. They don't have that long beak, typical of the bottlenose, that type of dolphin. Reason thought to be that they're really squid eaters. So they kind of slurp up the squid. They don't, that long beak would probably get in the way. Bottlenose and the beaked are more fish eaters. So hours ago, this family was just minding their own business, and then unfortunately were intercepted by the dolphin hunters here. Yeah, they were driven for at least 3 hours, probably more. No way to know how far out at sea they were first spotted. They fought and fought and fought. They tried so hard to get away, but unfortunately the dolphin hunters were relentless. They kept pushing and pushing them, and eventually they were able to get them into the cove here. Sad to say. You can see them all tight together, maybe drawing comfort from each other. They have no idea what's going on and no idea what's going to happen to them. It's just sad to think what's going through their mind right now. Remember, dolphins are intelligent. We don't know how intelligent they are. But what they do is drive them under those tarps, and they have them lined up side by side. And as they witness their family members being slaughtered, they've got to know that their time is going to come too. I wrote a paper about these hunts, and it was interesting that the rules and regulations that apply to slaughtering land animals doesn't apply to the marine life here. So they're not protected by any kind of humane laws. If you're just joining us, unfortunately, this is a pod of Rizzo's dolphins that has been driven into the cove. The hunters are making their preparations. The cove will run red today. I'm sad to say. So if I can't see any comments or questions. So again, if you're someone who's experienced and have been watching this for a long time and you feel knowledgeable and confident answering questions, I'd appreciate it because I really can't see them. So what they're gonna do, those skiffs will turn, and when they're ready, they'll come at these dolphins and with the sound and the prop wash and really try to scare them and push them closer and closer to the killing area. Just some information. So far this season, 0 have been taken for captivity. 0 last season. In 2021, 22, and also 2021. Each of those seasons there were 3. They're not extremely popular as an aquarium animal, but it was weird in 2018-19 and 19-20. They took 26 and 25 for captivity. It's a lot. I'm not sure. It looks like they're getting ready. These definitely look to be younger, very dark. They're dropping a net behind them, really restricting their space. Okay. I try to set you at a good vantage point so I can focus on photos and videos. Unfortunately, there's in the net. On the right hand, they're trying to find a way out. It's overgrown to the right, and the hunters tend to push them that way to hide them from our cameras. You can see the diver wrestle that one out of the net. One got over, one's on the other side of the net. They won't leave. If you get over that side, dolphin's never going to desert its family. It's just swimming over there and they'll eventually bring it back. So they just wrapped one up in a net. And dragged it under the tarps. So right along the bottom of your picture, that off-white color, that's the edge of the tarps. And they'll take them under there. They got that one. It's so sad. They are grabbing them, wrapping a net, holding them against their skiff and dragging them under the tarps. Again, I'm sorry I can't see comments or questions, so anyone who's knowledgeable about these hunts, if you could answer questions, that would be greatly appreciated. The focus here is on documentation of things that can be used perhaps in future lawsuits and raising awareness. So there's still one on the other side of the net, not trying to leave. There's another net beyond it, but it's not trying to get away. So loud. They're really coming at. Rizzos are such fighters. This is a tragic ending to this group. they do have in the skiff that's out by the nets, they do have the slings and the poles, but I never know. I shouldn't say I don't, because you never know what they're gonna do here. But they've got most of them under the tarps now. One continues to swim outside that one first net. Divers are in the water. It is really heartbreaking. They just took one that was stuck in the net. They took it out, wrapped it in that net, and carried it under the tarps. They are definitely younger. They're dark. There's still one left. Now they're going to go for this. They're going to open this net here and push this last one towards the killing area. Again, it did get through this first net, but it didn't try to escape because dolphins don't desert their families. Through the worst of times, stay together. So it's just been swimming around, and now they're going to come at it. So it's right where you see that skiff. So they have to open that net first, and then they're gonna push it under the tarps. I've seen a single Rizos like this just evade them time and time, just dive, pop up somewhere else, and kept evading them, and finally they just gave up and they would leave just one dolphin. You never know what these guys are gonna do, but they're gonna come at this one and force it under the tarps. I can't see any others swimming around. They might have taken the rest of them under. Again, if you just joined us, I'm so sorry to say that this was a pod of Rizzo's dolphins. Looked to be pretty young, maybe teenage young adults, dark coloration. Fought and fought and fought and fought and tried so hard to get away from these guys, but they were relentless. Rizzos are deep divers. They try to dive and get under the sound and get out of here, but the dolphin hunters just would not relent, and eventually they were successful to driving them in. So, diver just jumped in the water. Again, they know that the right side has some large tree growth, and it's kind of hides it from the cameras up here, so they try to do a lot of their stuff over there. So I can't see, there's so much overgrowth over there, I can't see what's going on, but they are after that last dolphin that had made it to the other side of the net. They're pulling an additional tarp across. Black one. If you look in the right hand lower corner, you see the black tarp being pulled across. That means bad things. I believe they'll start the actual slaughter very soon. Again, I still can't see that last dolphin. The tree growth is blocking my view. Yeah, they got it. Sad to say. So now I believe they have all the dolphins under the tarps. A very sad day in Taiji. Not sure what that skiff is headed over to the empty skiff. On that one skiff there are slings, but I don't see the poles across that they use to attach those slings. So I'm kind of thinking, well, when you hear all the splash, that's the sound of dying dolphins. So again, thank you so much for joining us. It's Dolphin Project on the ground in Taiji, Japan, documenting Rizzo's dolphin slaughter today. This pod was spotted, the formation, about 4 hours ago, and they fought and fought and fought so hard, as Rizzos always do. They have the ability to hold their breath and dive very deeply. Unfortunately, these hunters were just relentless. We're not going to let them get away. We fought them, and we're able to drive them into this cove. So if you haven't seen the film, The Cove, the Academy Award-winning documentary, I highly recommend you watch it. Not only does it explain what happens here, but explains really about dolphin captivity. And remember, captivity is what fuels these hunts. But The Cove is just an excellent film, and if you haven't seen it, please give it a watch. So they're picking up the nets back here, which means all the dolphins have been subdued. Back there, he's taking up the nets. It won't be long before they bring what were just recently wild and free Rizzo's dolphins swimming along. What they do is follow around the Kuroshio current here. Marine life tends to use currents to conserve energy as they travel. So they're just following their food, minding their own business. Unfortunately, they came by Taiji at the wrong time and were intercepted by the dolphin hunters, who after hours and hours and hours of relentless chasing and banging those poles and harassing and terrorizing them, were able to push them into this cove. So this is a small part of a bigger cove. This cove is hidden from view for the public. So the larger part of the cove, which is around the corner from the rock on the left, is right on a road. People are driving by all the time. There's a rocky beach down there, but you can't see from there what's going on in here. And they've set up their system of tarps to prevent us from seeing all the dirty work that happens down there. So again, we're very sorry to say that a small family of Rizzo's dolphins look to be younger, very dark coloration, maybe, since Rizzos often congregate in sexually stratified and age stratified, maybe young males. Don't know for sure, but they definitely look young. And their lives are brutally ended here. So again, we're waiting. The bodies will be coming out, I'm afraid, not too long. It's important we keep track of the numbers. They do have quotas. Sorry, I'm just going to be quiet. It's splashing down there. Hunters here will claim these hunts are humane, that death is quick, but I would disagree. I did a lot of research. I was writing a paper about these, and I read another paper where veterinarians examined their killing method, and there were people timing the time to death, and that team determined that these killing method is not humane. We've seen dolphins in the past be pulled out of the cove, and as they're transported around to the butcher house, on rare occasion, but it has happened, still alive. You can see them thrashing in the water. Very, very sad. Dolphins are amazing animals, very intelligent, often called people of the sea because they're a lot like us. They take care of their children. They teach them. Every dolphin population in different areas has different culture, passed from generation to generation. They've been known to save human lives. Amazing animals, deserving of our respect. And in many parts of the world, they are respected. And in Japan too, there's an area here, I can't remember the name, where they've made they have resident dolphins. These dolphins are passing by, following the current, following their food. But in that area, the dolphins are residents and stay there. And they have made them citizens, and they have protected them. So please don't think it's all bad. There are a lot of people in Japan that love dolphins and want to protect them. There are Japanese activists working super hard, trying to raise awareness and help bring these to an end. I can still hear a dolphin breathing down there. Really impressed with what our Japanese activist friends have been able to do. And again, Life Investigation Agency, in collaboration with Dolphin Project, have been filing lawsuits, really working on the legal aspects of these hunts and trying to help bring this to an end. So please do your part, raise awareness. If you have children or teachers, please look at our education page. Encourage teachers to look at our education page. There's a lot of good material to use, and it's all available on dolphinproject.com. I strongly believe in the power of the youth to make positive change. I was a teacher. I just stepped out of the classroom. It's my first year not teaching. It feels kind of weird. But I still do presentations for kids. Depending on the age group, I could talk about captivity only, or, maybe bodies coming out. There's a skiff. So that skiff had the slings attached to it. It had 4 slings, 2 on each side. I did not see any mothers with calves, so it seems that it could be our first captive Rizzos of the season. Now this skiff that's coming in has the gray tarp that they use to cover the bodies when they drag them out. So you can see they're getting that gray tarp ready. They're gonna go and they tie up the bodies to a post on their boat and drag them out through the water, and then they'll throw that tarp over them because they don't want us to see them, although we know what they are. So I don't know. I'm gonna zoom in a little so when they come out, you'll be able to see. So again, if you're just joining us, we're watching the end of a Rizzo's dolphin drive. It happened, we first spotted the formation at about 8 o'clock this morning. It took them well over 3 hours to drive them in from when we spotted them. Could have been longer. Rizzo's always put up a fight. This pod looked to be a... So that's 2 skiffs with bodies. The first skiff went out before these two, had 4 slings attached to the side. From where I am, I can't see around exactly where they took them. I will go down to the harbor and in a moment, let's just make sure no more skiffs come out. So again, thank you so much for bearing witness to this sad day. A young pod of Rizzo's dolphins were harassed and chased for hour after hour, fought so hard for their lives and their freedom. Many times I thought they were going to get away, only to have the hunters get behind them again and continue pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. And eventually they were able to push them into the cove where some have been slaughtered, and it looked like there were 4 slings on the side of the boat, 2 on each side, but it was hard to see in. It's 12 o'clock here in Taiji. That's what the chiming bells are for. But please check our social media later for updates. We'll have photos and videos to show what happened today. And please share, and talk to anyone that'll listen to you. I wear Dolphin Project hoodies and t-shirts all the time and try to spread that awareness. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off in just a moment. I appreciate your support. Remember, never be silent and never give up. Keep fighting. I know it's frustrating.